What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with the playoff reactions of the Clippers versus the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns will go up 3-1. The Clippers was getting blew out. They was able to get a couple stops, make some shots. Paul George didn't look good in this game. Not only did he not make his free throws, he missed a lot of jumpers. He ended up turning the ball over a lot, and he really just didn't look comfortable, and it seemed like he was forcing the issue. And a lot of it does have to do with the Phoenix Suns defense being able to crowd them and stay within them like they're doing with Devin Booker and Chris Paul to a certain extent. But he hasn't really been able to, create at a high level offensively. And that's going to be a problem for them as he is their best player. And even though I like his defense for most of the part, his offense just has been falling apart in this particular series. I said that the Suns have a bunch of guys that they can throw at Paul George and make it tough, and that's what they have done all series. And is nothing much he can really do but try to make more shots. He's taking some tough ones. He's missing some easy ones too, and he's just not finishing at the highest level that you'll want him to. But Paul George never been known as a great finisher the last couple years, especially after he injured his leg, which is legit reason. But Paul George just can't get the buckets and get the clean looks that he needs to be able to be hyper efficient. And if you're going to allow him to take tough contested mid range and twos and threes, you'll live with it. And he's not making them anyway. So if you're the Suns, you'll take it. And that's what you want him to do. Chris Paul, I feel like he missed a lot of shots that he normally make. He got to his spots, he got his dribble, he got his rhythm, and he was able to make a couple in a row. Then he wasn't able to make them consistently tonight or the game before. And on top of that, I feel like he settled for some of them. It seemed like he just wanted to shoot it. He didn't have to. He could have found a better shot. He could have moved the ball, but it seemed like he was comfortable taking them. You're not going to go crazy over those misses just because he has shown that he can do it, and you will live with that result if you the Clippers too, because they are contested. But he just wasn't dropping them. I feel like Devin Booker tried to switch it up offensively compared to the other games, but he has just been getting into a lot of dumb things mentally. He's committing a lot of dumb fouls. He's doing all this stuff that's unnecessary. The goal is to go on out there and perform and get the W, and they got that. But he's allowing the Clippers to get to his head. You don't have to respect people. You don't have to like people. And it is the playoffs, so y'all playing for something significant, which is a championship. And to go to the finals and have that chance, but you also have to make sure you're on the court. You can't keep getting in foul trouble. You can't keep giving people points with technical fouls when it's really stupidity. You have to be out. You have to go out there and be a professional, and you have to go down there and hold down your team. Your team relies on you. You're a big part of this team for years, and you still are to this day. And you have to be out there playing your best basketball. I feel like he took better shots. I feel like he still forced up a lot of threes, and they didn't fall. I said he has to work on his off the dribble game, especially from the three and the pull up. And I feel like he got some shots to go, and he made a couple of tough ones. That's what Devin Booker does, but he hasn't been as consistent and as dominant as you will want him to be. And that could be concerning as they will go against teams like the Bucks and the Hawks that have similar type of players that they can throw at him, and that could be trouble if he don't figure it out by the end of the series. And a lot of it, like I said, they're getting into his head and getting him to play into their game. And even though they up 3-1, Devin Booker hasn't really been great since game one, which is unfortunate, but his team has been so good. I liked it what I seen out of Aiden. I feel like he finished well. He was able to hit some free throws. He was able to rebound at a great level again. He was just a force all over the boards, tipping rebounds, grabbing them, fighting for them. He's just a one man band in that paint, and Bridges was able to gobble some rebounds. Devin Booker was able to help too, but when the Clippers been going small, Aiden has been doing his thing. He has really been thriving in this series and throughout the whole playoffs, and I have to continue to give him credit because he's been great. And it's just another game that he showed up and he did what he's supposed to do: effort, energy, strength, power, and a little finesse at the same time. And now you see Aiden has been pretty good. I also want to say that Jay Crowder, I liked his defense. He got into some spats. He committed some crazy fouls too, but overall, I liked it what he did. I didn't really like what the Clippers did offensively. I feel like they tried to switch it up offensively, and it was able to help, but they really struggled to score the ball. It was really, really ugly for the Clippers. It didn't look good for them. And even though the Suns didn't look good throughout these quarters either, they had the lead for majority of it. And even when the Clippers couldn't make a shot, they still had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point lead. And the Clippers still had to claw back and try to fight for every bucket. While I feel like the Suns had shots that they normally would make and they just didn't. And if the shots don't go in, you just got to go out there and defend and try to get the ball back. And they did it enough as they came out victorious tonight, which is the most important goal. They really got to figure out who else is going to help them. I feel like Reggie Jackson did some things. I feel like Paul George gave basically what he can give because of the team that he's going against. Phoenix was a great offensive and defensive team throughout the whole season and playoffs so far. So it's no craziness when you don't have Kawhi Leonard there at all. Also, I thought it was kind of crazy too that they really couldn't get nobody else to go. Mark Morris didn't really have the games that he normally have. Didn't really have the big shots. He was basically gone from this game to me offensively, especially when it mattered most. He hit some, but not enough. And Paul George and his team just couldn't generate enough healthy looks that you can live off of. And if they're not going to be able to do that, this series could be over just because you just can't live off these guys getting a lot of quality looks and just missing them. They only need one hot game. They only need one decent shooting game, and you're done because you're on elimination now because you're down 3-1. So even though I didn't think it was an enjoyable game, even though I didn't think it was a good game tonight, I still had to watch it to give you guys my analysis on it. And I was interested in to see who was going to win it anyway. I wouldn't recommend watching this game again. I wouldn't recommend this game. This is a game that we know who won. If you missed it, don't watch it. If you missed it, don't even watch the highlights. It wasn't even worth it to me, honestly. And at the same time, now just to see will Phoenix get it done. They only got to win one fourth quarter. No matter how they win it, the ref's been really entangled in this game, in this series, and a lot of it has to do with guys just fighting and clawing, but also stupidity. And we have seen a lot of that the last three games. But the Suns been able to win 2 out of 1, and they already dominated and played very well in game one. And now they just got to finish off one more. I just want to see more out of more Clippers. They're not getting enough from other guys. Like Terrence Mann, he hasn't really had that great performance yet to me for an entire game. Nicholas Batum has been able to make plays and make shots, but not enough of them to really help the Clippers, stay involved in the game to actually build a lead. And it is really tough to watch this Clipper team right now. It seems like they're trying and working very hard for every single basket that they could possibly make, and you just don't want to, live like that. If you got to work so hard for every single bucket and you already struggling to score, that's a testament to the Suns' defense, but it's also showing you that, that's not a healthy recipe to win, and that's why they're down 3-1. So even though they had a lot of opportunities to win this game and other games, they continue to fall short, and it's whoever win 4 games. It don't matter how you won them, how long it took you to win them, which is stupid how long these games have been, and they're not interesting, they're not good, they're not really games that you're excited about, they're games that you wish they was over, you can't wait till they get over, and you just kind of wonder, why aren't they over? So that's how these last 2 games have been. You can actually probably say the last 3. And this is a series that I want to be over just because it hasn't been as good as we hoped it would be. And it has been a big disappointment, not only for Chris Paul coming back and how Devin Booker has also played, but it's also just a lot of stupidity from both teams continuing to go on. And it's not exciting, it's not fun, and it's not intense. You just see a lot of stupidity going throughout these last couple games. And whether it's too many dumb calls, too many new rules, too many all this stuff. It's just a series that you can't wait to get done and over with, and move on to the next one, and hopefully it be better. But other than that, not too much to take away. The Clippers had an opportunity to win. All you can do is go out there and compete, give it all, try as hard as you can. And they had many opportunities where they could have won this game, but ultimately they came up short. And now we're going to have to see what Tyronn Lue decides to do to help his team have a better chance of winning game 4. And hopefully they don't have to fight to come back, and hopefully they don't have to go bucket for bucket for a W. Hopefully they can get a lead and be able to play better offensively and don't have to really worry about feeling robbed, feeling cheated, or leaving it in the hands of the ref. Your job is to go out there and perform, and I feel like this team has a little bit more than what they've been showing, and they can give a little bit more too offensively than they've been given. And they missed a lot of easy opportunities that was open, and they didn't really take advantage of those opportunities either. And even though the Suns haven't looked great either in this series, they still been able to win 3 games out of 4, and that's the goal in a playoff game and throughout the season. And the Suns have been able to do that. So even though I'm ready for this series to be over, I'm hoping that it is over in 5 because it hasn't been good so far. We'll see what happens Monday with the series. And other than that, I'll be ready to come back to y'all with any news that happened Sunday. And I will be coming back with the playoff reactions of Hawks Bucks. So stay tuned, stay locked in. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis signing out. Hopefully I can see y'all tomorrow.